Good morning, everybody. Craig Staniks here. Nothing to say. It's financial advice and entertainment purposes only. What's good? What's good? What's good? So, I'm currently not in any short term plays. I am completely out of everything else. I've got TMF, Hawaiian Electric, and Space. That's it. And yesterday, we saw TMF absolutely rip on news that the U.S. Treasury futures, even though the market was closed yesterday, the futures were open, we're down significantly on the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield dropped almost, I think it was 0.18 points, basis points. So a really big deal there. We're starting to see bond activity, which is really nice because guess what? We bought the dip. I told you guys I was going to buy more in this range. I did. My current cost average, still a little high. I'm still upside down on this thing, but I'm not even worried about it. I feel better in this play than I felt the entire time I was in AMC because we don't have some shady shyster CEO that's going to come in and ruin things for us. This is just, it is what it is. It's the US bond market. Shorts are way, way overloaded on the short side on the treasuries. And it's the largest short position in history, 500 billion or more. So I'm sitting at 532 on TMF. So even buying at $4 really isn't beneficial for me to average down anymore. I will say I am pretty happy with my position. I've got over 10K in this play. I would like to have a little more because I feel pretty confident about it. But anytime you do that, sometimes you get burnt. So why don't we just play it safe? I'm going to keep my split between Hawaiian Electric, Space, and TMF. And Space again is going to be a long-term play, guys. I'm only down 16% on that, but look at the rest of the market as well over the past couple months. Now Hawaiian Electric started ticking back up too, and yesterday it went with the SPY, it went with TMF, it went with everything. And this morning it tagged 1250 in some really, really strange pre-market action, which leads me to believe that they're getting ready to let Hawaiian Electric finally start to recover. Now, the news here is I haven't been talking about it much, and I don't see much chatter about it anymore. So retail's kind of fallen off the play, which is fine. But when that happens, that's when the funds know they can come back out and start messing with people again. So that's where we're sitting on that. Again, the congressional hearing with Hawaiian Electric went really well. I was really, really happy with the news that came out. And to me, it looked like they're not responsible. Yes, the fire was started by a power line, but it was contained and declared out by the Maui Fire Department. And after they went on their lunch break for, I think, around 40 minutes, the fire flared back up, got into town, and then caused the initial fire. So Hawaiian Electric, you can't really hold them at fault for one power line causing a fire. The pole wasn't down, the power line broke, which could have been something further down the line. That could have been hit by debris from someone's yard. The winds were 85 miles an hour. You can't really hold them responsible for that. TMF pulled back a little bit this morning, not a big deal. I figured it would. I mean, we ran over 7% yesterday. The bond yields are probably starting to correct a little bit. But the further we go into this, I think we're going to be on a direct path for this thing to recover as it finds its uptrend. Now, I drew this line here just for fun. It had not touched yet. So this is not a technical trend line that I was working with, but either way, it looks like we are on our path to recovery. It's probably going to consolidate a little bit and then start ticking back up. And I'm going to fix all our lines on here because I was messing with it yesterday for all the gaps that we need to fill. That's not a gap. Those are candle wicks. This is a gap here and here between 5. You know what? I'm going to do instead this. I like these better. The boxes. We're going to create these gap fill boxes all the way up so we know exactly where our levels are. We'll just do like that color. Yeah. But either way, I mean, everything, unfortunately, the disaster that's going on in Israel where Hamas is attacking not only Jewish people, they're attacking Palestinians that live in Israel. They're attacking Arab Christians that live in Israel. They're attacking Muslims that live in Israel. There's 1.6 million Arabs, Muslims that live in Israel, and they're attacking them too. Like I posted something on Twitter this morning. Hamas rockets do not pick and choose who they're going to hit. They just fire them into the city. So when Israel responds into Gaza like they do, which they have every right to, and then suddenly there's pro-Palestinian um, protests going on in America, it blows my mind. You can be pro-Palestine. I want Palestine to be a good place and be safe. The problem is if you are screaming, I support Palestine, la 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 la. Look, you have to denounce Hamas. If you do not denounce Hamas, I don't know what you're doing. Hamas is not a good organization. If anything, if Palestine weeded them out and got them out of the country, Israel and Palestine would probably be a peaceful place. And then on the other side, too, you got our U.S. President, Joe Biden and Barack Obama, who come out and fund the Iran deal and leave billions worth of weapons over in Afghanistan on a botched withdrawal from the country. And then suddenly they release, Victor Bout, the Lord of War, the most infamous weapons smuggler, Russian weapons smuggler of all time. We release Victor Bout, we leave Afghanistan, we leave billions in weapons there. Then the Iran deal gets funded. Then Biden unlocks all this money for Iran. And suddenly all the weapons from Afghanistan are now in Hamas hands that are newly funded from Iran. It's absolutely crazy. Look, if you're a Democrat, be a Democrat. I get it, but be a Democrat that backs the Constitution and that believes in, not. And I'll just say this: Bush is just as bad, man. Bush should be tried for war crimes, in my opinion. There was no reason we should have went to Iraq, and everybody in Congress who voted for it should be on the same page. But these guys are Bush, Biden, Clinton, Obama. Why you always see them all hanging out together is because they're all part of the military-industrial complex. That's all this is. Either way, I hope this ends soon, but it is affecting the markets. Whether you're left or right, I don't care. But look, man, I'm a U.S. Army veteran, been to Iraq multiple times. If you support Hamas, if you're screaming go Palestine after the attacks because you secretly and truly are cheering for Hamas, then you're just a piece of crap, man. Hamas has no place in Palestine. They would already be done with peace talks if Trump was still in office between Israel and Palestine via the Abraham Accords. And in my opinion, this is all a huge event to just disrupt the Abraham Accords. And I'm sure BlackRock is just super, super happy right now because the financial markets will swing like crazy. All right, let's go space. What are you doing? Why are you down there anyways? Space up over 5% today. I think I just need to keep loading up on space while we're waiting here. All right, let's go check Twitter, see what's going on. I'm going to take a bite of this delicious bag. These AMC spaces and everything going on right now, good on you, whatever you guys are doing. I really don't even care anymore because there's still people cheering for Adam Aaron, which is absolutely insane after what he did to us. But it's just a lot of clout chase, and it's like the final legs of the clout chasers. But I don't see besides it's going to be Israel heavy, Israel and wartime stuff heavy right now. Well, let's see if we can find some news on the stocks that we're messing with here. Dogs outside barking at hot air balloons. Good morning, everyone. No notification for this live. Pure nonsense from George H.W. Bush to Obama. The agenda has been the same. Yep, they're all the same, man. They're all part of the globalist military industrial complex. Yeah. My alerts will not go to people for some reason. And it's literally, I'm just being throttled on YouTube. I'm being throttled on Twitter. They suspended me on Twitter. So, I mean, if you guys get it, you get it. The best thing you can do is share the live on Twitter. I believe I already did that too. But if you share the live, like the video, share the live, and talk it up in the chat. But I'm not going to stream every day, like I said, but I will try to be on between 7:30 and 8 for the stream if there is one. I don't want to do it every day. I'll tell you this. I'm just going to pop on every day that I possibly can just to at least say hi between 7:30 and 8. So RKLB looking pretty good. Got in at 449. Very small position. RKLB. Yeah, Rocket Labs. That's right. You told us about that last week. Unfortunately, I'm locked up in other plays. Yeah? Nice, man. Good for you. You may go to the moon on that one. On Rocket Labs. So the market's recovering for the most part. A little bit. And TMF's drawing back on that. Now we got our level set. Yesterday, everybody started talking about TMF, which was a good thing. So but I mean, I'm being throttled across all my platforms. It happens every election cycle. I'm not surprised at all. I wonder if I have any funds freed up. Maybe I can buy the dip or I can buy an option on something. I do. What's going on today? Where's the SPY at? Well, let's see. We're just stuck in that channel. Let's see. Do I want to play the SPY or do I want to play the Qs? It's really ticking up on 438. It's really hitting that ceiling there, which is not a gap fill yet, but it does look like it's working for the gap fill. Maybe next week, maybe this Friday. If it gap fills up, I'm thinking we're heading for some pain. I'm not sure we're going to get back up to these resistances up here. Maybe we do. I don't know. Let's just say this. See how they do this in the morning? You see how they get us at bottom RSI right in the morning when you can't buy options? I'm going to wait and see what happens again. What is today? Today's Tuesday. I got a feeling they're not going to let this. Well, I don't want to say that because then it does, but I would think that they would want this thing to either run before Friday or they're going to dump it Friday. But I mean, I think maybe we are going for this gap fill up to 430, 434, 435. Oh, 436, 436 right here. Because they're hitting that resistance pretty hard right now. I'm going to wait though. RSI's high. Wait 15 minutes. This thing could fall right back off like it usually does. It goes up, it hits resistance, it falls all the way back off, and then it rips. So we'll wait 15 minutes, and if so, if I see it back down to 30, I'll buy a call. Maybe we'll play it both ways. I would buy a put, but my problem is we're fighting a run on a gap fill. I just checked to see if you're live at 9:30 my time now. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. If you come to the channel to talk and watch and do stuff, I'm on at 7:30 Eastern or Mountain Time. So 9:30 at market open. I'm gonna try to be on every day at least to say hi from now on. But so many people don't get my alerts. I mean, they set their alert over and over and over again, and they don't get anything. So You know, it's kind of well, not to say that it's kind of unexciting too because of the plays we're in, but people don't get the plays we're in right now with TMF. They do not understand it. They don't get it. And when this thing finally runs, I don't care if it's 2 months or 7 months from now, everybody's gonna go, "Oh man, I should have got in. I should have got in." This is the easiest play in the world. It's U.S. Treasury bonds. As the yields dip, the bonds will rip, right? And we're starting to see the yields fall off. Bill Ackman was calling for 5.5% as he short the bond market, and now we hit 5 and we're coming back down. So yields hit like 5.15. We'll just yields hit 5.15%. Not you can't have this many people short bonds and someone not get stuck. The big guys are going to pull the fire alarm after they get to the emergency exit. That's just how it's going to go. Is AMC legging up today? I don't know. I'll cover some AMC stuff, but who knows? The fact that it's at $10 is great. That's incredible. I would love for all the AMC people, I would love to see this thing come all the way back up to here. I mean, isn't there a gap? Yeah, I would love to see it gap fill $13 and cup and handle and then come back up to $20 a share. That would be amazing. But the problem is, as soon as you get to 15, good chance Adam Aaron tries to raise cash again or something. Adam Aaron will find a way. Just a reminder to everyone that now is the time to gather information on all your state and local elections coming up. Absolutely. I mean, we've had completely radicalized governors for years. Grisham in New Mexico, Whitmer in Michigan, two of the most radicalized governors I've ever seen in my life. Completely violating their oath of office. It's just crazy. And admitting it. What do you think about Ant? Oh, Ant's AMC fractal chart. I didn't see it. From what I'm told, a lot of people like Ant. Now, AMC looks like it. I mean, look, we went from 8 to 10, broke out 8 to 10. So let's check the RSI and the daily. What are you looking at here? It's only just now hitting 40. So, I mean, just based on the chart, to me, The 30 minutes looking a little rough. But to me, it looks like it's trying to work its way back up. So, I told everybody a long time ago, I said when the institutions control the company again, they'll let the stock price go back up. Well, I'll say this day of reckoning, even voting red sometimes. George Bush was one of the worst presidents we ever had. The dude put us in an illegal war for 20 years or more and made billions off of it. I mean, Kellogg Brown and Root was one of the primary contractors in Iraq. So it's, voting red, you vote for McConnell, you're going to get a bag of crap. He's just a bag of crap, man. These old school, Pence is a bag of crap too. These old school rhinos, they ain't no different than the old school blue guys. They're just globalists, man. Obama, Clinton, Cheney, Bush, Biden, Harris. They're all globalists. They're all socialists. And we saw what that led to, and we seen where it takes the world. Under Trump, hate or love him, 4 years of peace globally. Because Trump said if you misbehave or you threaten America, we're going to mess you up. I don't think anybody believed he would have dropped that Moab on the mountains of Afghanistan, and he did specifically as a show of force. He said, don't mess with us and behave. And, we had an opportunity where the Abraham Accords really would have done some good. All right, I'm going to key up and get ready to potentially buy a put, short-term put. Maybe. We'll see. The SPY is just ripping right now. But RSI is through the roof. Maybe I get smoked again. Like I said, we're fighting that gap fill to the upside. I'll tell you what. It sure does look like it just wants to gap fill. Maybe I'll just leave it alone. There's no point in losing money. I mean, this situation here, the war news is starting to settle in and everybody's, it's still horribly bad, but the market is pricing in, the war news calming down a little bit. I'll just take a small one. We'll see what happens. Because that's quite the run. We're way overbought on the 5-minute. Let's check the 15. We're peaking RSI in the 15. We're following my trend line too. The fact that I have not been able to hit a good play on the SPY in a week when it's following most of my lines is pretty ridiculous. RSI did just kick over, or MACD did just kick over. But we'll see. SPY. Sometimes you just got to go for it. Buy to put. Let's do the 12th. And I'm going to do 433. See how much that is. Oh, those are expensive. Holy shnikes. Why are those so expensive? Maybe I won't, because these seem really expensive for what's going on here. 429s are good, but cash. I want to do that, or should I just buy more TMF? You know what? This is stupid. Like I said, I'm just buying more TMF, man. I have not so far. We're looking really awesome on TMF. I just want more shares. I'm kind of burned out on trading options, man. That whole thing with Signature Bank, and then I nailed UPST, and then I nailed Bud Light. I'm ready just to sit back and hold some stock and. Oh, 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 oh. That's the wrong number of shares there. I mean, if TMF is going to start doing 7% days like we had yesterday, there's no point in even playing options. There's no point in playing the risk on the options. There's no point in losing premium. If we're going to gain, let's just say each month we gain 7% a month on TMF. By June, we're sitting pretty. So, all right, I just bought more TMF. So few people vote for local officials that average shift to 5% to new candidate regardless of party. I hear ya. Uniparty needs to go. Yeah, I agree 1,000% about Bush and the other red rhinos. They're terrible, man. They're not conservatives whatsoever. what's going on is there's this group of globalists, leftists, and right. They're not even left and right. They're just they're socialist globalists, and they're using America as a freaking piggy bank to fund world wars and to fund their own profits and their own corporations. Halliburton's no big contracts open the door for massive small time contractors to come in and say, yeah, absolutely. And you know, Halliburton and the Bush family got a little bit of history together too, so it's pretty funny stuff, man. The market is just loving today though. And TMF is not doing bad either. The funny thing is TMF is starting to run with the SPY upticks and stuff, which is interesting. I do believe we're going to get to gap fill ranges, and then TMF is going to diverge harder from the indexes and the stocks. Because once we hit this gap fill range here on the SPY, maybe it goes up to the upper resistance line that I have in the downward trend, but to me it looks like gap fill, and then we're taking some heat. Maybe that's it right there. Maybe this gap fill up to 438 is going to be it. But we were calling this down here, and I'm stupid. I should have just bought long-term calls and waited. I knew it was going to happen. But I am literally so much more concerned with this play here because there's so much more that could happen with TMF based on what we're seeing with the yield starting to drop, all the wars, and then if China invades Taiwan, now we have wars in 3 different countries from 6 different countries. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, I did. I bought more TMF. I'm loaded up. I'm going to buy more TMF each month that I can until this thing's over, say, $7 again. Eventually, this thing will recover. It looks like this was bottom at 405 or 412. When it does recover, even if it takes, let's say this, that's 2024. This is July of 2024. And anybody that did AMC with me, you guys know how long we waited for everything. Imagine this. Instead of buying AMC, if you would have bought ARCC back at $9, $10, even though I did and then I sold it because I'm stupid. ARCC, if you would have put all your money into that last year sometime or the year before when I was calling it out and held it, you would have already gotten 6 quarters of dividends. And if you put 50 to 60 grand in it, you probably would have made 5 to 8 grand a year. So when this is over, when TMF does its thing, and Hawaiian Electric, I don't care if it's at the same time or different times, but when I take my winnings from that, I'm taking 70% of all the money that I take from both of these plays, and I'm going to build one of the best dividend portfolios I possibly can. And I want to bring in at least 8 grand a year in that. And I'm just going to sit back and chill and continue to manage my dividend portfolio. And if I pick up on any volatile plays, I'm only putting 5%. If I do find another volatile play, I'll only put 5% of my total portfolio into it. Because I'm just at this point with everything I've done this year and the last year and everything I've brought in. I mean, I crushed 300% this year, pulled a ton of cash out of the market, put a bunch down on my house, all that. I'm just ready to sit back and start hiking more and camping and fishing and stuff. But what I'll be doing is I'll be monitoring my dividend portfolio, even on YouTube. Every week I'll get on, I'll do a video, I'll be like, I'm shifting a little here, there, watch it. This stock, this company looks like it may take its dividend down. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So if you can bring in 8 to 10 grand a year in dividends, hell, if you can bring in 5 grand a year, it's all about creating stable monthly incomes. 5 grand a year, do that divided by 12, you're looking at 400 a month in dividends, man. You get paid quarterly every 3 months. And then after that, you can choose to do what you want with that. You can roll it over, or you can buy bonds, or you can use it to pay the interest on your home, whatever. So it's just that time. That is what I'll be doing. Other than that, yeah, the contracting. One of the reasons I left the DoD and contracting was because I started feeling wrong. Like I was a young kid, just out of the army, got the good job, got all that stuff, and then I realized I'm like, we're literally, careerist Americans that are in the defense departments and the contracting networks. There's a lot of careerists out there that will literally sell anything to anyone just to make a sale, just to get the promotion, and it's not good. It's not good at all. It blows my mind that people are not talking about TMF more on Twitter. I mean, it's just, it's the simplest play in the world. Look at this. I mean, 550, 6, $7. There's a gap at $7 exactly. I mean, just bounced off its all-time low at 405, which $4 is the NYSE listing requirement. Bond yields are falling. And big money hedgies have over 500 billion short on treasuries. Treasuries. I mean, it's just a simple play. Sit for 12 months. Oh, forgot I lost my check mark. They suspended me. I said, screw it. I'm not going to use my check mark. And then I just see people basically like farming off of bad news in Israel and war so they can get their monetization. It's disgusting. It's look, times like this, I think when the first couple days of a war breakout, Twitter should not monetize anything those days personally. I think Twitter should demonetize any tweets the first 2 days of any war type situation or natural disaster. Yeah, I demonetized just because of that. I think Twitter should demonetize the first 2 days of any type of event like that. Twitter should demonetize all tweets across the platform for anything that keys up on the situation. my dog again, barking at hot balloon fiesta, New Mexico. I agree with you on the option, Spence. I'm going to move to intraday strategy and compound my gains. Gonna start 50K and try to average 5 to 1% gains per day. Tired of the options. Yeah, and this is the problem, guys, is if you play long-term options now, they rip you out because of the 0 DTE. And if you play 0 DTE, you're gambling against algorithms. So they've cornered the market. If Adam Aaron cared, he would buy stock. Adam Aaron got his shares. Yes, he worked and he's due to be compensated, but Adam Aaron got so much stock in AMC Theater for nothing. Nothing. And everybody's like, no, he owns stock, bro. Adam Aaron, as far as I know, has never bought a share of AMC stock. The compensation package is so asinine in AMC, and that's why they destroyed everything, is because we voted no on the comp package last time, and it was a revenge play for them. Glad to see OSTK ticking up. That's good. That's good. The whole market. One of these days, man, I'm going to get back into ARCC. One of these days. I'm going to wait for a big crash. This thing goes under 18 to 15 something. I'm buying a huge position of it again. I should have never got out. And that's why I didn't do the puts, man. I think this thing's going to run straight for the gap, which is good. When that gap hits, I think TMF and the SPY should diverge. Maybe the SPY comes down and TMF starts running. Let's check the Treasury bond yields. I think my dogs know when I'm streaming, man. I agree with you on that. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I gotta go get these clowns. Let us check the Treasury bond yields. T-bills, Treasury bonds. Still got a wicked chess game going on. 20-year, 4.375. 30-year, 4.125. Nope. Issued 9/15. Twenty most recent auctions. Bills, bonds. 4.5, 4.3, 30-year. So TMF follows the 20s, but if the 10 and 5s and stuff like that start dipping off, then you're going to see it. The 30 years, that was March. 1002, 4.592. That's what you want to follow if you're in TMF, the bond yields. You want them to go down. Down, down, down. which they've been going up nonstop because the Feds just keeps hiking rates, and they're talking a little bit about another rate hike. I don't buy it. I don't buy the rate hike. I really don't see it. I just don't see it, man. Here's a little poll for you guys. Will the Fed hike rates one more time? I think they're going to have to do an emergency cut by December because lending and home loan purchases have fallen off so hard. There's a ton of people that want to buy homes because everybody's displacing from inner cities into areas like Albuquerque and out further. Um, People can't buy homes, man. Homes are overinflated, and they got 8.5% interest. They can't do it. So what are we gonna do? Nobody's gonna buy. And also, right now, the auto market, cars are overvalued. They're all-time highs right now. Nobody's gonna buy anything. And if banks don't bring in profits from lending, they're gonna collapse. Easier to drop rates than raise them. They'll do it one more time. I think by December they're going to have to do an emergency rate cut just so people can go Christmas shopping, honestly. I think everybody's so overly used their credit cards and credit facilities on a retail side that it's just bad. Right. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. It looks like I would want to take puts out right there, but I'm just done with it, man. I'm space. Shit. What? How did we not know this was running 12% today? Dang it. Yo, we're going to have a good year. This rest of this year for us, whatever, anybody that's in space, TMF, Hawaiian Electric, I think we're going to have a really good next 12 months. I am feeling it. I feel like we went through the pain. We got in I don't even think we got in early. I honestly think we got in right at the right time. Is there any news on space? Let me see. News. Northrop Grumman surges 11.4%. Virgin Galactic, there's no news. They had their launch. They had another successful launch. Space is ripping. Shorts are going to get smoked on this one. They're 5 for 5 on commercialized flights. And they've got 980 billion in cash. That is going to be a good play. I honestly think I literally don't think I ever want to sell this stock unless they have an incident. And even then, space making moves. Oh, baby, are we squeezing? Is space going to squeeze today? Did somebody get caught? Did somebody get busted short on this thing and can't handle it? That is lovely. We got any gap fills? It's gap filling. I guess be careful. We'll see what happens, but it is gap. It's trying to gap fill. Well, it did $1.73, $1.75, $1.74 gap. If it fills that, hopefully we go for another run. I'm not sure I want to consider this a gap. Pretty big wick right there, but what else we got? This There's a definite gap that needs to fill. Space should be trading, in my opinion, around $4 to $5. The fact that it's at $1.80 is just, it's ridiculous. But we finally broken out of this falling wedge, and then it came back down again on bad market news, and now maybe it's finally starting to recover. Maybe the market's getting ready to unlock finally. I wouldn't live in California if someone paid me to. It's a failed state. Maybe North Cal, uh, one of the more conservative towns, but then you're not at the shiny. Look at us. It's space. Come on, baby. 176. What is going on? Should have bought the dip. I didn't buy the dip. This is crazy. I did not expect this today. Where we at? Ho ho, baby. Maybe we shouldn't watch it. Let's not jinx it. Running with the spy for sure. Would you stop it, please? You're not tough. None of them hot air balloons are scared of you either, boy. It's crazy. Dude, I know. But it's okay. Go away. No, go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. I don't want you right now because you're being dumb dumb. Go away. Go away. Go away. Sit there. He sounds like a freaking boat motor, man. But it's Balloon Fest out here in New Mexico, so we got everybody's balloons have like tentacles and freaking buffaloes on them and cats and bumblebees. And my dog thinks, I mean, in his field of vision, it probably looks like biblical angels are invading Albuquerque. So, uh, easier to drop rates. Problem is, people still need to buy things. They're buying them regardless of rate. Well, and in that, Jim boy, people are using credit. They're maxing credit out, which is going to cause a run on banks. People are maxing credit and saving their cash where they can. But when auto loans default, which is already happening, home loans will default, credit cards will default, the bank's profits will go through the floor. Then you'll see the stock market sell off. Then banks will collapse. A lot of regionals will go underwater. And then that's where the bond play is going to kick in. The market knows it's coming. When banks produce those bad earnings, they're going to have to do emergency rate cuts. And then you're going to see bonds go through the roof as the yields drop, in my opinion. So glad my 97 Camry is still running strong. I plan to drive this thing another 10 years. Dude, all these, and I did it too when I was young, but my first car was an 89 Caprice Classic. I had it for 5 years in high school. Great car. My first real vehicle I bought was my '03 Silverado after deployment, and it was just clean. It was a great truck, and I had that thing for 7 to 10 years, right? It seems like a lot of the younger generations are buying a new car every freaking year. Like, just if you're young and you're trying to put money away, go find a decent used vehicle and do the maintenance on it. Just, you don't have to have a brand new car. You don't. I don't even like my Honda's a 2019. And I've put so much money into I've only got a 2% loan interest on it, and I only owe a little bit left on it, but the reason I took the loan is because I knew I could make more than 2% in the market. So why pay it off? And then, young kids buy new cars and then they rush to pay it off instead of making their money work for them. If I could do everything over again, I would be taking the majority of my money the first 5 years from 18 to 20 to 25, I would have put way more money into dividend stocks the entire time. Just buy dividend stocks every year and manage a portfolio of high yielding dividend stocks and check on it every few days or so to make sure that one of the company CEOs didn't do something weird. And US 10-year. Let's see, 4.6, 4.8. What is the date on this though? Anyways, why am I not seeing bar chart or swordfish post anything? Like some folks will go out, some younger kids, they'll go out and they'll maybe land a decent interest rate on a car once in a blue moon. Say they get 4% on a car, and then they try to pay it off as quick as possible. Just make your payment. And I get trying to pay it off to save on the interest payment, but make your payment and then take everything extra and go buy a T-bill right now for 2 years and you got a 3% interest rate on your car. Go put your money in a T-bill and make 5% and use that to help pay off your car. Make your money work for you. Don't give the bank your money right away. Silence. You're not going to get them. You're inside. Don't worry, bro. Oh, what was that on space? Did it fall off? Don't dump on me, space. You can do it. Hawaiian Electric, just slow rolling up, man. That might be what Hawaiian Electric is a slow roll back up to 21. And honestly, I won't mind. I would love to see this thing hit 21 in 12 months and get the tax bennies. TMF creeping up. Hopefully this does what it did yesterday, and then right about mid-morning through lunch, it just started just creeping up. So auto loans are sitting at 8% right now. Yeah, I know. And I keep seeing people buying new cars around here, and I'm like, oh my God, you guys are, if you have to, you have to. But right now, if you're looking for a new car, I would not go buy a new car on a loan. If you have to take a loan, I get it. But it's better right now. Go talk to family members. Say, hey, man, I'm going to buy a beater car, just something decent for the next couple years until rates come down. Can you lend me $2 to $4 grand or something like that, and pay one of your friends? Maybe one of your friends has some money. Pay them 3% to 4% interest on the money they lend you for the car instead of paying the bank 8%. Right? So there you go. I mean, don't buy something brand new. Buy it. Just go find a Honda. They run forever. Get yourself to work for the next couple of years or a year, whatever, 12 months, and wait for rates to come down. And then you can go car shopping at the bottom of the market. Buying cars right now is literally the worst thing you could possibly do. And insurance is going up too, man. It's such a huge scam right now. If you guys haven't checked your auto insurance, you should. Countrywide insurance company used a third party to do a study on mileage because people put their mileage down during the pandemic to get their interest lowered. So they did a third study and they went out and especially USAA, they automatically increased everybody's mileage to 9,999 miles a year. So that could be a $30 to $40 spike in your price on your auto insurance. Especially me, I only drive like 3,000 annually. So SPY still ripping. Either way, guys. Okay, RWA, what's up? RWK, what's up? Hey, bro. I don't care. Go lay down. That's enough. It's funny for a while, but then it's annoying. Hit Tesla for a little. Nice, bro. I'm sure Tesla's running with the SPY. Oh, God, yeah. Man. Did I take Tesla off my watch list? That would have been gorgeous today. That is lovely. RWK, you see space? Check that out. It's like I think you're going to see a lot of stocks reverse for the SPY to gap fill that 430. What did I say? 446 or 436? Crap. It's almost there. 430 is going to gap fill today. Should have just got in. Calls, whatever. Bought more TMF though, and we're already up on that. Bought TMF back at 450. We're up on that. Space creeping back up into ranges that I like. Hawaiian Electric slow rolling back up. I like. Very lovely, especially on the daily. Look what's going on the daily here. All Hawaiian Electric needs to do is come out and say we're going to reinstate our dividend. And you're going to see a flood of people buying back into this thing. And the good news for us is we got in at like rock bottom, right? So I'm looking at, say they reinstate, what dividend did they do? 36 cents on the last one. 36 cents. This Hawaiian Electric part of the dividend portfolio I was telling you guys about. I'm going to keep it for a long time. So just on Hawaiian Electric, if they reinstate the dividend, I'll get 800 and let's see. $864 a year just on that. $72 a month. Hopefully, my theory here is when TMF finally rips back up and the market starts going down, if that happens, if it doesn't, that's fine. But if TMF starts ripping and the market crashes and I can get out at TMF from anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks, I'm going to check ARCC immediately. And if it's under 15 again, and let's go look at ARCC. Problem with this is it just rocks through any market crashes and still pays dividends. It did show weakness at its all-time high at 1979, and now it's starting to come back up. This could just rip and continue to go, but they pay, what is it, a 48-cent dividend? Does it say RCC? ARCC. Daily. Here we go. 48 cents. 48 cents, and they always pay their dividend through any market crashes, which looks like we're coming to. It looks to me like we are coming up on a market crash. So if it does, and say we see ARCC come back down to the pre-pandemic levels, which I've said a lot of these stocks and indexes need to come back down to pre-pandemic levels. If we come back down to there, I am going to load the boat. SPY gap is 438 actually. 436 is the bottom of the gap, which I knew was coming. I called it a month ago and I didn't play it because I'm stupid. Because I'm dumb. The top of the gap is 438 in my opinion. 438.35. Let's just say this. If I saw 437.50, I'd be out. Again, I don't know if it's going to rebound off of this gap fill, but this seems to be working. You see this? Where do we go here? Yeah. There we go. This seems to be working. No? So if you're playing the SPY, you maybe after the gap fill there's some downside. I don't know. I would think if it follows this pattern, you're looking at this thing possibly going back to 444, 443, and then just getting annihilated after that, in my opinion. And I think that's how they're going to crash the market out. They're going to oscillate it. But the problem is if you play long dated puts or calls, even 2 weeks, they'll rip your guts out on these dailies. I mean, look at this. If you buy long dated, if you bought calls for the week, you creeped up slow and then you got crushed, and then suddenly you're like, oh my God, I would have been way up, and then it gaps down and it goes way up and gaps down. I mean, it's just hard to do with all the zero DTE stuff going on, but we're running to gap fill ranges, which is great. So hopefully TMF really picks up off this, and if the market recoils, the bond yields will drop more and we'll start running. But dude, Hawaiian Electric's starting to look really good. I'm loving it. I hate how the charting trends never line up on different time frames though. It bugs me. Let's just do the 5 minute. I think I did that. I don't know which one I did that. And I hate it when my chart gets messed up like that. I don't even know how it does it. It looks like Hawaiian Electric's starting a new uptrend. Lovely. I could see SPY finish gap, then pull back 430, then go higher for Christmas. Maybe. I don't know, man. I think Christmas is going to be a really bad shopping season. Just sold crowd calls. I'm done for the week. Yay. That me and Brandon were just talking about that RWK. I'm just tired of holding options and thinking about them. Like I'm tired of worrying about what's gonna happen in the morning. TMF, TLT, HE, and space, just good holds, man. And I'm gonna hold, and then as I'm going, I'm gonna build my dividend portfolio up. I'm hoping TMF does something. Let's see. November, December, January, February, March. I'm hoping TMF does something big before March. I could really see that happening. Last time TMF did a big run was March 31st, funny enough, and I was looking at this the other day with somebody. When TMF did its big run to 55, guess what else was happening? Look at that. 2021, March. March 29 of 2021, AMC, GME, the IWM went through the roof and the bond market squeezed. So what does that tell you? They finally did enough to the meme stocks where they got back into ranges where they could go and take the bond market back down. But everything's going to recoil on these shorts, in my opinion. So let's go see if we can find any news. I'm not seeing any of the people I like to follow. Another classic example of banks selling its best assets when they need the capital. The entire gain is being used to offset bond losses. That's from Porter Collins. Yay. Whoa. I think he means like, I know what he means. But that's exactly it. I mean, this is hmm. How come I don't see anything from bar chart? Viewing computer. Markets today, stock signal higher in prospects of additional China stimulus. Oh, yeah, that's what happened this morning. The Chinese government's talking about stimulus, but they're going to do more stimulus and they're going to raise the debt and then they're going to have inflation problems. My space average isn't looking too bad now. 164. Oh, that's great, dude. I should have bought more. I was stupid and I forgot. But if I see it come back down in those ranges, I will. But I might have missed the gravy train there. I got them call. Dude, I get calls then out after 20. Yeah, absolutely, man. 20, 30% out, in and out. Healy up 3% on low volume. Microsoft looks like lagging behind. Mike can scalp it. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with options trading for the time being, man. Don't want the stress, don't want the responsibility, don't want the risk. Not when I've got these plays lined up. Like I said, if I would have just stuck to my ARCC play and not got wrapped up in all this other stuff going on all the time, I'd have been pulling 8 grand a year in dividends. I just stupid. It's 8 grand a year, 10 grand a year in dividends. I mean, that's a quarter of a base salary or a base, someone's base yearly paycheck. Let's see. I want significant generated income that is dependable for the next 3 years, and I want to build this dividend portfolio, and for the next 3 years, just boom, 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 boom. Didn't Burry say the Fed would pause, then cause a pop in inflation, and then have to shock with an emergency hike? Maybe, but the problem is if they hike rates again, and maybe this is the plan. If they hike rates again, banks are screwed. Nobody's going to go get loans. Play shares on Microsoft. So, here's the thing, and that's why ARCC is the perfect dividend play, and I should have never got out of it. Stupid. But they do distressed debt lending for bigger corporations. I mean, look at what this company has done through all the market crashes. This is 2000. Boom, 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 boom. Every crash, they get hit and they keep growing. And guess what? They've paid dividends almost the entire time through each crash. Well, they did. I mean, they did. Hell, they were paying 35-cent dividends back when the stock was at $4. I'll tell you what, I'll probably never see it at those levels again, but I messed up on that one. I never should have got rid of it. It sucks. I was in around 10. If you held through that, good for you. That's some pretty wild ride there. That was probably the peak of the SPY. Boom, boom, boom. And now we're recovering. Shit. Either way. So looks like it's going to be a good day today for everybody due to China stimulus, but that's just fake money. More cheap money sloshing around in their markets. Inflation's going to keep rising. China's in trouble. That's bottom line. China's in trouble. TMF trying to hold up for the day. Hopefully this thing gets back to where it closed. That would be beautiful. If it did, that means our next open we could see higher highs, which I want to see. Hawaiian Electric, nice slow roll to the upside. I really like that. And Space just having a hell of a day, man. So hopefully Space goes and runs on this gap fill and people make some money on that. Now, if I see Space at $4.50, $5, and I can pull 3 to 5 grand out of that, I'm gonna do it. And then I'm gonna wait and see where they go from there. So Space doesn't pay a dividend. It is a long-term investment to see this thing back at any significant levels of 50 or $60. So, but that's about all I got for today, guys. So I'm gonna go sign off. I'm gonna go get a workout in. I'm gonna walk the dogs. Walkie. Oh my God, they didn't come running. Walkies. Let's go for a walk. Oh, there we go. Oh, there they both are. And just have a good day, man. Take it easy. Good luck with your trades. Froggy Stonks out.